All right, let's get right into it. We talk about the future all the time, right? Flying cars, shiny cities, all the usual stuff. But what if there was an actual blueprint, a real, scientifically grounded plan to guide us through what's going to be our most powerful and maybe most dangerous era yet? Well, today, that's exactly what we're looking at, a framework called Project Aurora. It all starts with this number, zero point 0.7. So what is that? Well, it's humanity's current score on something called the Kardashev scale. Think of it as a way to measure how advanced a civilization is, based purely on how much energy it can control. A score of 1 means you can harness every bit of energy on your home planet. And we're not there yet. We're close, but on a cosmic scale, we're still just getting started. Hitting that Type I status, that's the next great leap for us. It's about way more than just having endless power. It means we've moved beyond scarcity. It's the first major milestone on the path to becoming a truly mature planetary species. It's the difference between just surviving on our world and becoming true stewards of it. And this right here is the big problem we're facing. We've got AI that's evolving at a terrifying speed. We can literally edit our own genes. We've got robotics. Our power is just exploding. But there's this huge, dangerous gap between how powerful we are and how mature we are as a civilization. So how do we close that gap? How do we level up without blowing ourselves up? This is where Project Aurora comes in. It's a theoretical roadmap put together by researcher Debasish Mandal. Now, this isn't a prediction or a prophecy. It's a proposed framework, a really bold attempt to stitch together current science and what could plausibly come next, all to give us a guide for the next, say, 30 to 100 years. And here's the absolute heart of the project. Its core mission isn't just about building more powerful gadgets. It's about making sure our technological intelligence doesn't get way ahead of our ethical and moral wisdom. It's a plan to make sure we grow up as fast as our tools do. Now, you might be thinking this all sounds a little like science fiction. But what's so cool about this framework is how it keeps its feet on the ground. You can see it right here. It breaks everything down. There's the stuff in the presently feasible column we can do right now, like using AI to make our power grids way smarter. Then there's the medium-term stuff, like finally cracking nuclear fusion. And then way out there is the long-term theoretical column. This isn't a fantasy. It's a structured, disciplined plan. Okay, so the whole plan is built on 6 foundational pillars. And the key word here is interdependent. You can't just focus on one and ignore the others. For this whole system to work, they all have to be built up together, in harmony. You'll see how each one supports the next. Let's walk through them. First up, energy supremacy. This is the engine that drives a Type I civilization. The goal is simple: abundant, clean energy. We're talking a mix of solar, geothermal, and eventually, the real holy grail, nuclear fusion. And the secret sauce? AI-managed grids, making sure not a single watt is wasted. Second, artificial intelligence and robotics. But here's the critical part. AI here is designed to be a partner, a tool that amplifies human creativity and discovery. It is not designed to be our new boss. It's all about collaboration, not replacement. Third pillar, we solve our most basic needs with post-scarcity food and water. Think about technologies like AI-powered vertical farms and huge desalination plants. And you see the connection? All of that is powered by that clean energy from Pillar 1. It creates a system that's resilient to climate change and makes sure basic needs are met for everyone. Pillar 4 is regenerative medicine. This is a total paradigm shift in how we think about health. We'd move away from just treating symptoms and move towards actual biological repair, using tools like gene therapies to extend our healthy years, not just our lifespans. The 5th pillar gets us moving with advanced transport and space expansion. So on Earth, that means fully autonomous, super efficient transportation. But the bigger piece is off-world. It means building industries out in space to take the strain off our planet and, to have a backup plan for the species. And finally, we have the 6th and honestly the most important pillar of them all: ethics, governance, and meaning. This is the moral operating system for everything else. It's what ensures all that incredible technological power is guided by a strong ethical compass and a focus on what actually gives our lives purpose. Because without this, everything else, it could all just fall apart. So that's the practical roadmap. It's a clear, ambitious plan for becoming a stable, planetary civilization. But the research doesn't stop there. It pushes further and asks a really profound question. What if becoming a Type I civilization isn't the finish line? What if it's just the starting gate? And this is where we dive into the companion paper, Beyond Aurora. This paper deliberately steps off the roadmap and into the wild speculative frontiers of what humanity could become. It pushes the absolute boundaries of what we think is possible, and trust me, things are about to get weird. One of the most mind-bending ideas in here is the concept of a post-biological civilization. This is the idea that, eventually, human consciousness might merge with AI, or even exist entirely on digital platforms. A future where our identity, our very sense of self, is no longer tied to our physical, biological bodies. Thinking about that just forces you to stop and ask some seriously fundamental questions. I mean, what does it even mean to be human if we're not biological anymore? Can things like love and art and purpose even exist if they're just code? It shakes up everything we assume about who we are. The paper also looks at time. Now, to be super clear, it's not saying we're about to build a time machine. It's exploring time as a theoretical boundary. It's asking, based on what modern physics tells us, if time could ever be manipulated, what are the insane ethical rules we'd need? It's a thought experiment to prepare us morally for things we can't even build yet. So after that whole journey, from the practical roadmap to these wild speculations, it all comes back to one single powerful idea. It's the central theme that runs through everything, the critical difference between intelligence and wisdom. And this just lays it out perfectly. Intelligence is the power to achieve your goals. It lets you build the AI, lets you unlock fusion energy. But wisdom, that's the capacity to choose the right goals in the first place, to make sure that AI actually serves humanity, to make sure all that energy is used for the good of everyone. Intelligence without wisdom is a recipe for disaster. And that brings us to this incredible concluding line from the research. It says, "Our future won't be defined by the amazing intelligence we create, but by the wisdom we use when we apply it." Ultimately, the biggest challenge isn't whether we can become smart enough to master our planet. The real question is whether we can become wise enough to master ourselves.